Okay, now for basic administration of Joomla. You just finished your installation, and now this is what you should be seeing. This is Joomla installed with all the sample data. The front end pretty much consists of a template that has different regions. This is the left over here. This is the right. This is the body. This is user defined. This is the user defined too. Somewhere in here is probably the header. You scroll down to the bottom. And you see the footer down here. And those are the module positions. The module positions are controlled from the administrator panel. The administrator panel is the back end, and that pretty much controls everything that you see here on the front end. For instance, and for anything to appear on the web page in Joomla, it has to be published. So each one of these things is a module. This main menu is a menu module, and if you didn't want to see it anymore, you could just go to the administrator panel and disable it. And pretty much this is the user end of the website. This is where your users are going to log in, read your information, purchase your products, and so on and so forth. In order to get to your administrator panel, you need to create a blank web browser page, and then go to the domain of your website. In this case, it's demox.jwprohosting.com, and then you're going to type administrator. Okay, that opens up the administrator for our Demo X site. The username here is admin. And the password was Demo X123. I'm going to say remember for now because I don't always have to type it in for the demos. Okay, now you're logged into the administrator panel. Pretty much this information is going to go away once you get going. Alright, the first thing you want to do is go to the site and global configuration. This is where you're going to enter all the information about your site. Okay, first thing for the global configuration is the site information. Obviously your site is not offline. If you want to take it offline to do some server administration, you can just choose yes here and then save. This is your offline message, what it tells people when your site is down. This is where you put your site name. We entered that in the installation. The default WYSIWYG editor, that stands for what you see is what you get. In this case, it's TinyMCE. The other option is no editor. TinyMCE is a very basic HTML editor that we'll leave like that for now. Okay. The next options are the metadata settings. This is the global meta description for your website. So when the web indexers come and index your site, it needs a description to display when somebody searches for you in the search engine. So we're going to put a description for this. Demo X document site place where I go to teach. Okay, now we're going to enter some global site meta keywords, and these would be any keywords that people would put in the search engine. So we're just going to put demo X Joomla installation, and we're going to say apply. Next, choose the system tag, and then there's some system settings in here. Pretty much everything you're going to leave default. Path to log folder, don't change that. Help server, don't change that. New user registration type, that means when somebody registers as a new user in the system, what is their status? What their statuses could be: registered, author, editor, and publisher. You should generally keep all new users as registered type, because the recommended setting for moderators later on is publisher. So you want to probably keep that as registered, but that's your choice. And then here are these media settings. These are the kinds of graphics and files that can be uploaded through the media manager. Maximum file size, the folder of where this is kept, and the path to the image folders, images, stories. Get used to that. Stories is the place where all the bulk files, graphics, and images are kept. Minimum user level for media manager is author. That means that only somebody that's author or better can upload graphics through the media manager. Registered users can't do that. And then this information here is pretty much just technical stuff. You don't need to go over that right now, just for basic installation. You don't want to debug the system, you don't want to debug the language. The cache settings should be no. And your session lifetime, 15 minutes default is good. Alright, you want to apply that. And your next tab is server settings. Your path to temp folder, you don't want to change that. gzip page compression, you probably don't want to use that. Do not enable FTP. That never works for me. I've had bad experiences with that. Your database type is MySQL, the host name, localhost, username, and database name. All that stuff was entered during the installation, so you shouldn't need to change any of that. This information here is where, when your website sends somebody an email, this is who it's coming from, and this is the from name, and pretty much this is technical information for the website to get the mail through the mail server. You shouldn't need to change any of that either. Okay, I'm going to do one final apply, and that's it for the global configuration change in the administrator. In the next video, we're going to go over setting up a user in basic Joomla. This will be the user manager.